Other than that, it's going to be mainly quiet and dry. Wake up temperatures upper 20s and lower 30s. The day tomorrow, it's going to be cool, but you'll need your sunglasses. Temperatures will be in the lower 40s, and I'll take you out a look at our 7-day outlook from Stormwatch 7. If you like warmer temperatures and a mix of sun and clouds, Saturday is going to be your day. Highs in the upper 50s. Showers arrive on Sunday near 60 degrees. Cooler for the beginning of next week. Melanie?
All right. Good looking forecast, Steve. Thank you. Back now. 12:24 is your time, and we've got an update on the flu epidemic getting worse by the day. The CDC says there have been nearly 9,000 confirmed flu-related hospitalizations, and that is almost double the number at this point last year. Here's ABC's Amy Robach now with more on how hospitals are dealing with the massive amount of patients that are pouring in.
As more people get sick, the risk of infection growing. Hospitals with ER beds overflowing, now canceling elective surgeries to keep beds available for new flu patients. Plus Tamiflu and IV bag shortages and hospital staff working overtime.
People are definitely working over, doing double shifts, coming in extra days. There's definitely staffing issues throughout the hospital, especially with as full as we have been.
With some doctors urging people not to flood the ER unless they are really sick, and some patients worried they may catch something if they do. Virtual doctor visits are booming. Patients getting a flu diagnosis and in some cases, even Tamiflu prescriptions right from their smartphone.
We can send it directly to your pharmacy and you can pick it up within 30 minutes.
New York Presbyterian Hospital in New York City has NYP on-demand virtual urgent care.
This is an intimate encounter where they're one-on-one with the patient versus being in a crowded emergency department or waiting for hours in a doctor's office.
The Doctor On Demand app costs $75 for a 15-minute consultation for the uninsured and can treat a range of non-emergency conditions. This flu season has been big for them.
Because this has been such a big flu season, we've seen over a 100% increase in our total visit volume. About 1 in 5 of our cases are actually flu-related cases or cold-related cases, and so they end up getting a prescription with Tamiflu.
Too sick to leave home? When her 2-year-old got sick, Lisa Maciel used an Uber-like app called Heal.com to send a doctor right to her home.
This is so convenient. We can just stay home. It was just so easy.
The look you get at Coons.
Well, they say money doesn't fall from trees, and many wish it fell right from the sky. But that's exactly what happened here on an Illinois highway. The interstate, as you see, covered in money after a driver carrying a video gambling machine crashed. Now, once it crashed, that money inside flew all over the place. How would you like to have been there? We're back with your top stories and the latest forecast after the break.
You're watching ABC 7 News at noon. On your side.
Fairfax County Police released dash cam video of a chase that led to a deadly police shooting. Bijan Geisar was shot by U.S. Park Police after the chase in November. The video shows an officer banging on Geisar's window before driving away. Officers corner Geisar again, but he again drives off. He is finally boxed in by police, and that's when he is shot. Geisar's family said the video shows, quote, over-aggressive and out-of-control police officers. The FBI is investigating the shooting. Right now, the Russia investigation now reaching into President Trump's cabinet. ABC News has learned special counsel Robert Mueller's team interviewed Attorney General Jeff Sessions and that the special counsel is seeking answers from the president himself. ABC's Jonathan Carl now with more from Capitol Hill.
After news broke that Mueller's investigation has reached into the president's cabinet, the president said he isn't worried in the least.
Mr. President, are you concerned about what the Attorney General told the special counsel?
No, I'm not at all concerned. Not at all.
Attorney General Sessions was questioned by the special counsel's team for hours, nearly a year after he told lawmakers at his confirmation hearing that he had no contact with the Russians when he was senior advisor to the Trump campaign.
And I didn't not have communications with the Russians.
That turned out to be untrue. He had met with the Russian ambassador to the U.S. After that became public, Sessions, citing his senior role in the Trump campaign, announced that he would not be overseeing the Russia investigation.
Therefore, I have recused myself.
Sources familiar with Sessions' appearance before the special counsel tell ABC News that Sessions was questioned about his conversations with the ambassador and about the firing of former FBI Director James Comey. Comey himself has been interviewed by the special counsel's team. Comey's interview focused on the memos he wrote after he said the president asked him to take a pledge of loyalty. Last June, the president said he was more than willing to discuss that meeting with the special counsel himself.
So if Robert Mueller wanted to speak with you about that,
I would be glad to tell him exactly what I just told you, Joe.
Well, it is day 2 for Congress getting back to work on the Hill after ending the government shutdown. But President Trump still offering no concrete details about the future of dreamers in America. DACA was a key sticking point in the funding the government. The White House said a DACA deal must include tough new restrictions on immigration and funding for border security like the president's wall. But Democrats say they already had a deal to fund the wall, which they have now pulled. Senator Chuck Schumer accused the president of not holding up his end of the bargain. And now to a live look outside. We've got more clouds than sunshine out there right now. Meteorologist Steve Rudin is here now with our forecast.
Hi, Mel. The clouds are going to win out at least during the midday hours. A little bit of thinning later on this afternoon, but if you're looking for a big bump in temperatures, just not going to happen. 43 Chevy Chase, 41 over at Rockville. Newington right now at 45 degrees. Want to show you the temperature change compared to yesterday at this time when it was so mild out there. Temperatures anywhere between about 17 to 25 degrees colder. So bundle up layers for this afternoon. Clouds are with us at least for the time being. A few breaks in those clouds later on this afternoon. Highs will make it into the middle to upper 40s, so not a whole lot of additional movement, and then cooling down into the upper 20s later on tonight and a chance for a few flurries. More on that, plus we're looking ahead to the upcoming weekend, already the middle of the week. More on the weekend warm-up in just a few minutes. Mel?
Steve, breaking news, and we want to take you back out live now to that Michigan courtroom. It is the sentencing of the former USA gymnastics doctor Larry Nassar.
I need everyone to be quiet. I still have contempt powers. I told you I'm not nice. I find that you don't get it, that you're a danger. You remain a danger. I am a judge who believes in life and rehabilitation when rehabilitation is possible. I have many defendants come back here and show me the great things they've done in their lives after probation, after parole. I don't find that's possible with you. So you will receive jail credit on counts 1, 2, 5, 8, 10, and 18 of 369 days. On count 24, you will have 370 days jail credit if you are ever out, which is doubtful. You would be required to register with the Michigan Sex Offenders Registration Act, complying with all of the requirements of that act, in addition to global position monitoring system. You would wear GPS. You will pay restitution in the amount to be determined based on whatever amounts are submitted, and your attorneys can ask me for a restitution hearing so that I can determine what a reasonable amount is for the victims. I am leaving restitution open as long as those victims have issues that can be medically documented. You will comply with DNA testing and pay a $60 fee for that. I suspect that was already done, but you owe $60 back to the county for that, or law enforcement, whoever will put it in the right pocket. You must submit to HIV testing and complete counseling associated with HIV and AIDS. You must waive confidentiality and allow test results and medical information obtained from this test to be released to the court. You will pay $476 in state costs. You will pay a crime victims assessment in the amount of $130. Does council wish to address court costs and fines? I don't know his financial state.
Judge, he doesn't have any money to pay the court costs and fines. If the court wants to impose it, the court can impose it.
I'm not imposing any court costs and fines, and here's the reason. I don't know what he has or what he'll get in the future. The victims deserve the money. The county will survive one way or another. I'm also going to make recommendations to the Michigan Department of Corrections for mental health treatment. I understand he has medical conditions and he should be allowed to take medicine for that. He should have individual and group counseling, treatment for sexual predators, whatever they allow. I'm also going to send a message, commit any more crimes. I know you don't have any more lives to give, but you can't be treating people. You're not a doctor. So I'm not sure how that's happening. But I wanted to send that message. You have 21 days to appeal, 10 days to request court-appointed counsel. Do you acknowledge receipt of your appellate rights?
Your Honor, I've got the notice of right to appeal and I'm providing it to my client now.
Do you acknowledge it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Well, let me just say to the media, again, I'm just doing my job. I know you all want to talk to me. My secretary has informed me that I have a growing stack of requests from print media, from television, from magazines, from around the world, literally. This story is not about me. It never was about me. I hope I've opened some doors, but you see, I'm a little stupid because I thought everybody did what I did. And if they didn't, maybe they ought to, but I do this and have been doing it. And if you don't believe me, the keeper of my words is right by my side, and lawyers who are hearing this are shaking their heads saying, yep, I've waited too long, as she lets everybody talk. Sometimes people get upset. I don't care, I get paid the same. So as to the media who want to talk with me, I'm not going to be making any statements. I know that my office, and I may have even, I don't know, it's been a long couple of weeks, conveyed that after this is over, it's just not my story. After the appellate period runs, with victims by my side.
Live coverage from a Michigan courtroom. Dr. Larry Nassar finding out his sentence this hour. He has been sentenced to 175 years plus 40 months. And he will also, if he ever gets out, be required to wear GPS monitoring, pay restitution to the victims, and will get mental health treatments. 2 years were credited. The former USA gymnastics team doctor, he is charged with sexually abusing team members. The judge said that she would not send her dogs to him, and that she says, you still don't get it. You are and remain a danger. Continuing coverage of this breaking news story here on ABC 7 and next at noon.
And I do believe in the First Amendment, so I thank you all for being here. Because
a feat fit for a king. How LeBron James just put himself in the same class as some of the greatest players in NBA history. Next.
Amazon's HQ2, a prime economic prize that could transform the DMV. And 7's on your side, tracking every headline from Seattle and back until the winner is announced. Delivering Amazon. Continuous coverage on ABC 7 News.
Here are the weather alerts.
When winter threatens.
We're going to roll the sleeves up. We're going to get you through the storms.
Count on Chief Meteorologist